I'm John Wardle Architect and part owner with my wife Susan of Waterview property on North Bruny Island in southern Tasmania. The Shearers Quarters was the first of the two major building projects, and one really only considered after we'd spent about 10 years of looking after the property. Over that period of time we planted nearly 10,000 trees, our family, friends and staff, created the sanctuaries, the private forest reserves, and spent a lot of time then also just rejuvenating the farming values. We produce fine wool merino sheep. We've got about 2,500 sheep. We really looked after stewardship of the land before we even contemplated building anything. In the wish to translate the story of this as being an inhabited shed, I thought the obvious thing was to clothe it in corrugated iron. There's a complete wrap of roof and walls. Other than the windows, the corrugated iron is only broken in one place, and that's the entire skillioned end of the building, which is the bunk room. Now that's a bit of a play on shearers' quarters generally, that there's a certain status in a shearing team, from the shearers to the wool classer to the cooks to the rouseabouts, and the rouseabouts are the lower order, and they generally had the lesser accommodation, often out on the veranda. And so the vast timber louvers that fill the whole of that elevation really are a humorous reference to the status of the rouseabouts and the bunk room that was very often at the periphery of these buildings. From its southern side, it appears like a large skillion structure set into the landscape, and you could presume that it is more the rudimentary shed or the secondary structure on a farm. On the north side you see that it's something completely other that translates to a gable as it faces Kelly's cottage and its sequence of gables, which was the main homestead. Then once you enter the interior you see it's completely sheathed in timber. Macrocarpa is the tree of choice for windbreaks right through Tasmania and much of southern Australia. So many farmers have a shed full of cut-up macrocarpa, and I, by putting ads in the paper, sourced this macrocarpa from about 9 different places. You'll see that it is the primary timber throughout for both the joinery and the walls and ceilings, other than the floor, which is a more durable eucalypt. When we go into each of the bedrooms, the cross walls, the single cross walls in each of the bedrooms is apple box timber. Each of the rooms is a testament to a different apple orchard and marks the identity of the structures that transported the apples to Europe in those days. I'm a mad collector of things, and the various sheds on the farm are full of these things. In the design of the Shearers Quarters, there was something about it that I found didn't really cater for the placement of lots of things. There's no paintings on the walls. There's just the one area of the bookshelf and one single plank-like piece of joinery that runs the entire length of the living room that contains objects. But apart from that, I think there's just something about the spirit of that place that doesn't need much adornment. So as a house, it's relatively pared back and unadorned. I think for me the Shearers Quarters is a testament to our understanding and appreciation of many aspects of the site, the region, and it does tell the story of its making. And it was really in the creation of this structure that, through a very good builder, Scott Caldwell, we discovered the many skills that are evident in southern Tasmania. Remarkable carpentry, incredible window joinery. The steel fabrication is really of a very high order. And as the job went on, the ambition built, and what started off as a rather simple and singular interior did become more involved, with my fascination with the process of making and a greater knowledge that then was occurring during the course of construction of people that could make things beautifully. Waterview is a story that probably in our mind doesn't have an ending to it, where it's a place of continued involvement. What started as planting trees in the middle of a Tasmanian winter, to then the idea of building things together, to a more sophisticated program of learning from others. For our practice, this has become an important cultural learning, spanning pretty much the entire length of the 6 kilometres of ocean frontage. There's a series of rather eccentric objects, from stone projects to bridges to an outdoor bathhouse, the pottery kiln, flagpole. Staff come down either 1 or 2 occasions during a year and build these projects. They've become a very profound sense of self for our practice. It makes me feel very appreciative that we've got the property. It has been the setting of just so many great moments of our life.
Published 3 times a year, the local project hard copy publication contains over 350 pages of curated insight into the latest architecture and design across Australia and New Zealand. Printed on exceptionally high-quality paper stock, the publication is designed to be read and enjoyed over time. A beautiful and valuable addition to any personal library or coffee table. With worldwide delivery available, have the hard copy print publication delivered straight to your door 3 times a year with an annual subscription. Head to the description of this video to subscribe to the triannual print publication.